All right, everyone. It was reported yesterday, and trust me, I got your news tips, like all 20 or 30 of them on this topic from different sources. Obvious Kamala dig here. Trump has apparently drafted Tulsi Gabbard for debate prep. She's going to be prepping him at least in one debate. This is a good idea on multiple levels. Number one, it must frighten the hell out of the Kamala campaign because Tulsi Gabbard completely obliterated her. I think that's the point. So, number one, you're intimidating the Harris-Walz campaign. Number two, Tulsi Gabbard is a very good debater. She's on the same level as Chris Christie. We'll give credit where credit's due. Sympathy for the devil. Chris Christie may not be a good politician. He may not be a good person, but he is a stellar debater. Tulsi Gabbard is almost on the same level. Chris Christie was doing debate prep before, but he probably threw that shoe, not without good reason. He knew where the money was coming from. Tulsi Gabbard is a good debater. She's gone to head with Kamala, as a Democrat, of course, and she fucking wasted her. Well, you know, who better to prep you to fight against Kamala Harris in a debate than the person who absolutely annihilated her the first time around? Trump should take her advice. She's intelligent, she is resilient, she has all the qualifications. I would be very surprised, by the way, if Trump is elected, and I hope he is, and I expect him to be, if she didn't end up as part of the administration. And that's something that I look forward to. Some people say, well, he's simping for Tulsi Gabbard again. No, she's a good debater. Just acknowledge it. She's good at debating, and she's got reasonable stances on issues that matter. She's one of the good guys, basically. She's not a guy, obviously, but you know what I mean. Now, her debate prep help will set Trump up to annihilate Kamala Harris. And that's what I expect to happen, by the way. When the debate happens, I expect Donald Trump to absolutely trounce her. Now, what happens afterwards is a different story. I expect the legacy media to astroturf that Kamala Harris has won. She was stunning and glorious, and Donald Trump looked haggard and old by comparison, and stuff like that. You know, if she doesn't win on the issues, and she probably won't, because, you know, she hasn't even fleshed out a platform, they're going to bring up age. And they're going to talk about how Donald Trump looked tired and old. And Kamala Harris looked young and invigorated and full of energy. Even though she was cackling half the time. Yeah, I know, they're doing this, ha ha ha. Yeah, okay, you're full of energy. But I mean, what are you using that energy for? There's a difference. They'll try to astroturf the public, I guarantee it. Preemptive prediction. She might fuck up really bigly. And maybe they won't be able to wagon circle, but unless she has a huge fuck up, that's what they're going to do. Using Tulsi Gabbard, though, as your debate sparring partner is probably a good idea. And Trump is showing wisdom in this campaign. Like in 2016, Trump had never seriously run before. Until the elevator moment, it had all been basically for show. He had sort of fainted that he was going to run for office, but I think that was for branding deals and stuff like that. That was years before. When he finally decided to run, though, he had effectively no political experience. He had been around political figures because they all wanted to go to the Mar-a-Lago for their weddings and shit like that. So he had talked to senators and congressmen and governors and stuff like that. He had hosted them all, and they were all his friends until he actually seriously ran for office. Then mysteriously, they all fucking hated him, including the Clintons, by the way. But he didn't have political experience. He didn't fully know what he was doing. He did a good job as a chief executive because he had that boardroom mentality. And he knew how to deal with adversarial countries, so he gets credit for that. But he didn't have, like, legit, full-on political experience. Now he does. He has learned from his 4 years in office, I think, and for the years of persecution thereafter. He's making better decisions now than he made in 2016. Now, he won that election. He won that when he was, you know, at this point in the election, 6.5 behind. He's now arguably maybe a point behind, but we're not 100% sure. So unless I believe there's been a sea change in polling, I would give the election to him today. But he's definitely learned from his past experiences. His the people that he's surrounding himself with are superior to what he did in 2016, 2020. He's making better decisions. He's fleshed out his platform more. He's avoiding, well, he's still doing like the meme tweeting and stuff, which is good. That energizes people, but that's just your core fan base. You have to go beyond that. You have to do outreach to independent voters. He's doing that. There is more of a ground game for early voting. He's pretty much ticking all the marks that I would want him to tick to win re-election. And this is the capper, I suppose. Having Tulsi Gabbard as your faux debate opponent is an exceptional idea, because she's going to try to rip you apart. She'll do a good job. She'll say, like, you know, Mr. Trump, you know, inflation began under your regime. Maybe it was the result of, you know, the lockdownerism, the Voldemort lockdowns, and stuff like that. Like she'll crucify him, and he'll have to parry. Now, he has to understand that, of course, Tulsi Gabbard is actually on your side. She's trying to help you plan for the debate. Kamala Harris ain't on your side. She's a narcissistic psychopath that wants to take over the country. I beg and plead for Trump to listen to Tulsi Gabbard's message. And please have her aboard your cabinet when you're probably reelected, because that would be a good thing. Make her Secretary of State, I would say. That would be a good position. Or Department of Defense. Yeah, head of the Department of Defense. You know, she served and, you know, honorably, and does a good job. Plus, she looks the part. Or White House Press Secretary. Although I think you want Carrie Lake for that position. If he puts Carrie Lake in his White House Press Secretary, oh my God, we're going to have 4 years of fireworks. That'd be hilarious. But this is obviously, part one, a dig at Kamala Harris. Like, ha ha ha, I'm doing debate prep with the person that absolutely destroyed you and prevented you from becoming nominee. And number two is a wise decision. Strategically, this is a good decision. And there are some people out there that are black-pilled about Donald Trump's re-election chances. Don't worry about it. We're taking care of it on multiple levels. And Tulsi Gabbard, I think, can easily train him. It'll be like Hercules being trained by Phil, you know? All right, you're already strong as fuck. Now let me make you stronger. Let's see what happens. That's basically what's going on right now. Oh, Tulsi Gabbard she destroyed Kamala. There's no other way to put it. In the Democratic debates in 2020, she annihilated her. The only other takedown, I mean, in modern history that I can remember that was bigger was Chris Christie with Marco Rubio. That was exceptionally brutal. And Marco Rubio literally had a robotic meltdown, and it was very, very funny. And I remember it like it was yesterday, and literally made a cover song about it because I just couldn't help myself. It was just so fucking hilarious. I was watching it live. I'm like, what the fuck is even going on here? I have a feeling that Trump is capable of getting Kamala to do sort of the same thing. If he can actually do that, then he's won re-election. If he can make her melt down through antagonism, make her cackle, through policy positions, force her to take a side on, for example, Israel, Palestine, or something like that. If he can accomplish any of these things, then he's won. My estimation is that she's going to try to be evasive and vacuous and not answer the questions. And she's just going to chuckle and bring up the fact that she's female and say, well, you know, you just don't like a strong, empowered woman and stuff like that. It's going to be pure id poll. That's my expectations for the presidential debate, which may be the only one. We're not 100% sure. It's up in the air. I don't know. Can anyone get me any information? DM me on Twitter. Do you know how many debates have actually been agreed to by both parties? Because I have no fucking clue at this point. This is complete political chaos. I'm doing me bloody best, but god damn, I can't do it all on my own. Please DM me on Twitter. That's about all. Peace out.